complaining about how they behaved and have not behaved. But tonight, our guest is an ex-investment banker, a politician, public commentator, and his name is Sonny Iroche. I don't want to say chief, Mr. or whatever other doctor's titles he has, but he's here in the studio and he's going to discuss with us on this whole issue. Mr. Iroche, thank you for coming to the program.
You're welcome, sir.
I'm going to try to bring out some of the things you've done. You've been an executive director of the Transmission Company of Nigeria from 2013 to 2017. Before joining TCN, you worked as the economic advisor to Abia State government and headed the Treasury and Financial Services Century Merchant Bank Limited, and assistant general manager, corporate banking, and head foreign exchange, International Merchant Bank. And you were managing director, Mortgage Concept Savings and Loans, Lagos. You've been everything. You once contested in the primaries in Abia State against Orji Uzokalu. You're also a politician.
Many years ago. Yeah.
Many years ago. All right. Having said looked at all of these things, where do you think Nigeria stands in all of this, especially from the areas that we have itemized?
As we move on to the 2019 elections,
Yes.
That will be a defining year for Nigeria.
Okay.
We have to put our best foot forward. We have to put our best candidates forward. They have to tell us what they have done in the past that will give us the likelihood to vote for them. Mm-hmm. I believe that Nigeria is yet to achieve its God's ordained potential as a potentially great country.
Okay.
I hear people say this great country. No, I don't agree with that. We are not there at all. We are not yet there. A whole lot of work needs to be done.
But you are saying this potential of getting there is there?
The potential is there, clearly is there.
Okay.
You can even see from our football.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
if you work hard, if you prepare hard, there is no longer a nation built on wishful thinking. Mm-hmm. No fairy mother will come with a shipload of goodies to drop for Nigeria. There are so many nations in the world, about 160 something nations in the world, all looking for foreign investments in their country.
Yes.
And foreign investment will only go to where it is nurtured, kept, respected. And a lot of foreigners say to you, there's no point you coming to America or coming to Europe or coming to UK to tell us to come and invest in Nigeria. We already have ambassadors there. We already have our foreign nationals doing business in your country.
Yes.
Who will give a testimony of how good you have treated them or how bad you have done. The ease of doing business. Mm-hmm. There are so many things to consider before coming to a country to invest. But having said that, I identified great potentials in this country, but then we have serious issues, serious challenges. We have infrastructural challenges. Okay. We have the issue of power. We have the issue of security.
Power, we just
yes, of course.
That's okay. Yes.
Issue of security, and the issue of ease of doing business at our wharfs, at our airports, all the entry points where you import from. Even when you are exporting out of Nigeria, there are several challenges. So. We should get there by putting the right people in the right places that will make change to happen. Real change.
Yeah. Okay. Right people in the right places. Who are the right people? What are the right places? How do you determine who becomes where, what, how? I mean, when? Those are questions that it appears the instrument for judging who is right or wrong is not that much in place, is it?
I agree with you because a lot of people we respected, in quotes, have gotten into positions either in private or public sector and have disappointed. You know, the issue of the banks, that that couldn't pass the straight test. People that you think were people of integrity, falling short of what is expected. Then again, to identify good people, we all come from villages in Nigeria. In the community, we know the good and the bad people. Let us start from the grassroots. Okay. From the local government, We should know who our local councillors are.
Yeah.
We should know who our local government chairmen are. And I do not buy the idea of people being armchair critics and criticizing the politics.
Okay.
I am a gainfully employed Nigerian.
Yes.
The allure of politics is, to me, it's not about making money. It's about service. It's about delivery. There is no, I always say to Nigerians, there is no Nigerian way of flying a Boeing 747. There is always exactly a proper way. When we say there is a Nigerian way of doing things, no, you will crash. If you do things the Nigerian way, there's only the proper way of doing things.
That sounds like an indirect way of admitting that we're so flawed, we cannot change for the better. Nigerian way, African time. Is that what you're trying to say?
I believe that we can change given the right leadership by example. When you see your local government chairman behaving properly, not misappropriating the commonwealth, given at that level, because the local government should be the lower rung of governance that impacts directly on the lives of the common man in the community. The ward level, local government, then the state governors, the state government. A lot of emphasis are laid on federal government. What about the state governors? You see someone who hardly could rub two coins together, becomes a governor, all of a sudden starts spending, start living large life, flying in private jets, and using the so-called security votes for personal gains, doing things that do not impact on the lives of the common man. You see some governors, where I come from, erecting statue of some presidents that have no relevance to the life of the state. So we know the good people, we know them in the communities, but again, the effect of hunger, what some people call stomach infrastructure, have made people to sell their conscience to the devil, to sell their votes to mediocres. And like I always say, in Nigeria we place a premium on mediocrity at the expense of meritocracy.
Oh wow. And on that very strong note, we will want to let you know that we'll take a short break now and continue thereafter. We'll be right back.
The Lagos State government has assured homeowners using boreholes that it has not authorized any staff or agents to close down any borehole in the state. The general public is hereby advised to report any such person to the nearest police station or dial these toll-free lines 767 or 112. Ministry of Information and Strategy, announcer.
Welcome back. Sonny Irabor Live, dealing here with our guest, who is also Sonny Iroche. And we started looking at followership, leadership, and stomach, I heard that phrase, stomach infrastructure, hunger. How do the people even get what to eat? And when they do get what to eat, do they share it? Do they spread it? And how do they carry through? Okay, now, do you think we are putting the funds? No, that funds, not yet. We haven't reached that yet, sorry. Okay. Do you think we are looking at how the nation can carry itself to the level of 1, merit, 2, discipline, 3, integrity, and common good? How can we achieve all of these?
The fabric of a society starts from the family.
Okay.
If the family is dysfunctional, the society would go that way. So it is important that family values are enhanced and family values are entrenched in our families.
Okay.
Of course, in every society, you always have deviance. And Nigeria is not the only country in the world. We are not the only people in this world. Generally, we are loud people, because we can get away with heinous crimes that are committed by the so-called office holders, I will not call them leaders, they are office holders. They just get there not by any change of hard work or by any merit. They just get there, but the Nigerian way, that, like you say, not based on any merit. And when they get there, they start misbehaving. Then the younger ones see them as possible role models. During the launch of
that makes the younger ones think that that's the way of life.
They think that's the way. When you and I were growing up, discipline was a communal thing.
Yeah.
Your neighbors, their father will cane you and tell you when you go home, tell your father that Mr. Iroche flogged you because you were misbehaving. Then when you get home, your parents will give you double whammy for being a disgrace outside.
Yes.
But here, we have seen situations where public office holders, senior Nigerians, go to secondary schools to flog teachers, to
flog their own children.
Yes. A case happened where a parent went with a pair of scissors to cut the hair of a female teacher for having the effrontery for cutting his daughter's hair in school, because the daughter wasn't supposed to do some of these attachment or whatever.
They call them those things,
permutation or whatever they call them. So we used to have communal discipline.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Yaba. The kids belong to the community.
Yes.
You dare not misbehave because
you will know whose child is where. Yes. At any time. Yeah. When.
And those days, what made you an example in the neighborhood was academics.
True.
Was sports. Was the way you dressed. Was your mannerism. We all wanted to be like the good people that were our seniors in primary school. Those who left primary school. I went to Ladilak Yaba. Those who went to King's College, Government College Umuahia, Afikpo, Igbobi College. Those were our role models. But today, you see the half-baked illiterates who become governors, who who didn't go to school, but just get there. And the students see them as role models. You know, in the East where I come from, there's a drop in male registration for school. Because they say, why go to school when I can get there by cutting corners? And it happens not only in my state, all over the country. They want to cut corners. No nation can be built on the backbone of mediocrity. And again, you want to even see that this our constitution also encourages it. When you place a lot of emphasis on federal character in terms of admission to secondary school, where a child from Lagos State, Oyo, Edo, Abia, Imo, Anambra State must score like 80,
point of 80, yes.
Whereas a child from the so-called educational disadvantaged states, Yobe, Zamfara, will get into the same school with 12-15%. What kind of doctors do you think they will produce from such a system that emphasizes merit?
How do you equate the balance or upgrade the balance to come to be at par? Is there a possibility for that to work?
Well, in the country, the system we are running now places a premium on mediocrity. And those people with this low marks will come out one day and join the federal structure and start bossing those who had superior grades. Now your kids will ask you, Dad, why is it so? Why will I score 90% and so on?
That creates a mismatch.
It creates a mismatch.
How can you address or redress it?
People have been talking about restructuring the federal government, a return to the pre-1966 structure, before the first coup took place and converted Nigeria to a unitary country. By restructuring, I'm not just bandying the word because everybody talks about restructuring. I remember clearly that in the Eastern region, Dr. Okpara, as Premier of Eastern Region, built infrastructure and had what we call farm settlements. Ulana Farm Settlement South, Ulana Farm Settlement North. Tailored after the Israeli kibbutz system,
okay,
whereby you grow everything.
Yeah.
You have a plantation, you grow palm, you grow cashew nuts. Okpara built Eastern